After four back-to-back seasons, it's safe to say that Shark Tank India has become one of the most popular reality shows in the country. Season after season, participants came up with unique business ideas, some brilliant, some bizarre, and some downright weird. But the show always kept audience hooked. When Shark Tank first aired, it gave the Indian startup market a huge push. But let's be honest, it also entertained us like Big Boss. At home, people watch entrepreneurs pitch their products with same intensity as they once watched Siddharth Shukla fight in Big Boss. Among hundreds of entrepreneurs, only a few pitches truly stayed in our memories. But when we talk about Shark Tank India, the shark themselves left the strongest impression. Some became fan favorites and others drew criticism for arrogance and bluntness. So let's dive into the most loved and hated sharks according to the audience. At number 3 among the most hated is Aman Gupta. In season 1, Aman was fun, lively and even little entertaining with its witty one-liners. But by the time season 2 and 3 rolled around, people started noticing a shift. His comments toward fellow sharks and entrepreneurs began crossing the line. The most infamous moment came during a pitch by two brothers from Pune who presented their soap and personal care business. And in the middle of it, he called himself Flipkart, Amazon Ka Raja. This single line rubbed audience the wrong way, making him look arrogant. Over time, viewers also noticed how often he questions the authenticity of participants, sometimes a little too harshly. In fact, it became so obvious that other sharks like Namita and Anupam would step in to soften the blow. Aman's energy is undeniable, but for many his arrogance overshadowed the positives. If Aman looked arrogant, Anupam Mittal often came across as downright harsh. At number 2, Anupam has earned the tag of being sharks who doesn't always use a filter. He is experienced, no doubt, the founder of Shadi.com with years in business, but his on-screen persona divided audience. Many times he was seen cutting off pictures mid-sentence, taking sharp digs at their business models, and even getting into unnecessary fights with the fellow sharks. His wild side came out whenever there was a fight for a deal. The lowest point came when he jokingly told Ritesh Agarwal, "Now you know who's your daddy." That could have been brushed aside as banter, turned ugly when viewers pointed out that Ritesh's father has passed away. That moment hurt his image badly. And to that, his superiority complex always giving the impression that he knows better than anyone else. And participants often found him intimidating and unapproachable. Many viewers feel he could do with more empathy and less ego. And then topping the list is most hated shark. Ashneer Grover, of course. The man who became a household name in just one season. Not because of his deals, but because of his sharp tongue. Ashneer never surrogated his word, and while it sounds refreshing at first, it quickly turned into rudeness. For many budding entrepreneurs, his constant stern expression and harsh tone felt discouraging. It even reached to a point when participants openly admitted that they would rather walk away from his money if they had other options. To be fair, sometimes his anger made sense, like when people came on stage with bizarre products such as Nabi sharpener, anyone would lose patience at that. But the problem was Ashneer carried the same tone even with genuine founders. And it wasn't just the pictures. He didn't hesitate to mock other sharks' experience or their product either. His bluntness may have made some viral clips, but for the larger audience it came across as unnecessary cruelty. No wonder his stint lasted only one season. But it wasn't all negative. There were also sharks who won audience love for being supportive, visionary, and empathetic. At number 3, among the most loved shark is Namita Thapar. Viewers often joked about her famous line, "It's not my expertise and that's why I'm out." But behind that line was a clarity most appreciated. She knew when to step out instead of forcing herself into a deal she didn't understand. And when she did speak up, her feedback was almost always constructive. She invested in companies like Macau Foods, showing that she had an eye for potential. What stood out most was her tone, kind, calm, and respectful. Founders often walked away feeling motivated even if she didn't invest. That balance between being professional and empathetic made her one of the more admired sharks. Then comes Ritesh Agarwal. Already famous as founder of Oyo Rooms, Ritesh entered Shark Tank with reputation of being a young, successful entrepreneur. But on the show, we got another side as well, his humility. He treated founders with genuine respect, often encouraging them even when their business wasn't investment ready. And the moment that won hearts was when he offered 10 lakh as a grant to a participant without taking equity, simply because he believed in the founder's story. That small gesture showed he wasn't just about business, but also about people. Viewers loved that. For a show that sometimes feels cold and transactional, Ritesh brought some needed human touch. And finally, the most loved shark of all, Peyush Bansal. Honestly, this one isn't even surprising. Across all 4 seasons, Peyush has remained constant. He even has been optimistic, supportive, and visionary. As the founder of Lenskart, he always showed he understands scale, but on the show, he stood out on how he treated entrepreneurs. His investments always felt genuine, not just for profit, but about building something long term. He was also one of the biggest risk takers, famously writing a check of 5 crore to Nu in season 4, one of the largest in the show's history. For viewers, Piyush became the perfect mix of brain and heart. He could think like a businessman but act like a mentor. And that's why he earned the maximum love. So that's the story. Some sharks made the audience cheer, others made them cringe. But together, they shaped Shark Tank India into more than just a business show. It became about personalities, emotions, and the balance between money and empathy. Fame or hate aside, these sharks made the show unforgettable.